Joy. Um, Sorry I haven't done a video. I want to apologize for that. A lot has happened since my last video in July. I had done the National Day of Scripture Reading on July 14th at the Dougherty County Courthouse. Today's video, I'm really not prepared because I'm not going to be really teaching today. I just want to give kind of a update medically and what has been going on in our family since the last video. We've gone through a lot of issues, financial, house, court case, and everything. So when I talk about myself, everything I'm not like as smooth or well, as you can see, I do a lot of ums and ahs when I'm kind of talking about myself. This is not something I really like to do. I'm better with teaching the word when I'm teaching. It just flows naturally. But back in February, there was a situation where a neighbor was walking her dogs, and my dog apparently got out of the gate. She claims that my dog bit her and attacked her. My dog doesn't have bottom teeth, and she claimed that my dog unlatched the gate, pushed the gate open, got out, attacked her, and she even came back in my yard after the attack was over, knocked on our door, and the gate was shut. My mom heard the gate open, the latch is because of the uneven pavement, driveway. You could hear the gate dragging against it. And so apparently my dog opened the gate, got out, come back in, pulled the gate to, and latched it back together. I mean, I know she's a smart dog, but I don't think she's smart enough to do that. And plus, missing her bottom teeth, I don't think she'd be able to pull the gate to. Well, my dog had multiple bites on her also, and so we had to go to court over that. I went in May, pled no contest, but agreed to the fine. The judge would not accept the plea and told me to think about it for another month. I did, and I chose to accept no contest, talked with the county attorney, chose the $500 fine, agreed to that, and agreed to the terms that the neighbor said that, my dog be tied at night because she walks at 5 a.m. so that my dog couldn't get out. We have a completely half-acre yard, completely fenced in. So I'm like, okay, that's no problem. I had been doing that since February anyway, so I'm like, we're already doing that, and it seemed acceptable to her and to the county attorney and to animal control. Well, came back in June, and the judge accepted the plea of no contest, would not accept the fine, the sentencing, until she had talked to the victim. Well, in July, the court case is always, like dog court is the first Friday of the month. That happened to be, Independence Day weekend, so court was canceled that week. So we came back in August, and the neighbor testified in court, and she told her side of the story. I didn't get to answer anything, and I had a hard time hearing also. As I had mentioned on the channel before, I have profound hearing loss, both ears. And the judge sentenced me to $1,000. Well, she asked the county attorney what was the max sentence. And he said that it was a $1,000 fine and up to 30 days and or up to 30 days in jail. She sentenced me to both. I had no recourse. I was right then and there remanded into custody and was taken to jail. It was Friday at 5 o'clock. There was nothing could be done. I spent the weekend in jail. My mom had called everyone from county commissioner all the way up to the governor's office to see what they could do. Everyone said there was really nothing that could be done. She got a hold of some people, and they went back before the judge, explained my medical situation, and they'd already saw that just a couple days in there on my blood pressure medicine, I had started out at 180 over 100 and something, and by the time that was Saturday morning, by the time Monday morning, my blood pressure was 90 over 60, and eating the food there at the jail, which is, I won't even go into that. That is horrible. It's really not even fit for human consumption. My sugars were running close to 500 in just a couple of days. Now I know I'm type 1. They were giving me insulin in there. My sugar was still running over 500. And so with them, I guess, seeing that, they went before the judge and she signed an order to release me. But, my phone dropped. Hold on 1 minute. I was talking to one of the other ladies that were, hey, sorry about that. The whole camera system fell down off the mirror. Well, back to what I was saying. Monday, I had talked to one of the other ladies that was in the jail with me. I was put in medical because of my situation, and we were talking, and she said that I needed to do an appeal when I was put in, went to court, I wasn't even offered a public defender or anything, and so that was really a violation of civil rights. But I had told her this, and she said that being that now it was Monday, I could ask for a public defender and see if I could appeal the case. Well, I began to pray, and I started looking at, the tablet that we were given. Basically, you just get on and make phone calls with, or you can look up legal stuff on the tablet. So I went through that and started looking at how to appeal or how to get a public defender. And as I was just praying, the Lord said, appeal to me. And just a simple prayer. I said, Father, you are the righteous judge. You said that truth and justice are the foundation of your throne. Now I ask you to overturn the lower court's decision. This is the second time that I have been led to pray this. And as I had mentioned, my son is adopted. I will go into the whole story there. I will tell that story one day. But he was about a month old, and I don't know exactly what had happened with the court system, but they did not accept the surrender, and they were going to take him and put him in foster care or something like that until everything had been taken care of. And I was about to lose him, and for a month or two. And the Lord he brought me into a vision while I was driving to church that evening, and I saw myself standing before a court, and I had prayed the very same thing. 2 days later, the judge changed his mind and ruled that Elijah could stay with me until all the paperwork had been filed and everything like this. So the Lord had me pray that, and I mean, it's been 16 years, and he brought that back to me and said, pray this way again. I prayed almost the same prayer in August of, it's funny, it's almost the same days. I had prayed the same prayer in August of 2008, and then August of 24, the Lord had me to pray that again. And then that was around noon, about 3:30 in the afternoon, on, let's see, August 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, August 5th, one of the jailers came in and said, Miss Odom, grab your stuff, take your bed sheets off, put your tablet on the charger, you're being released. And I mean, up until like the end of August, I didn't even know how that even happened. And I had found out that the same judge that had sentenced me had went back and uh, filed the papers to release me. Um, so I mean, it was a complete, miracle of God that she, overturned her decision. Well, I still had fines to pay. They went up to from $500 to $1,000 fine. She maxed the sentence out on me, and so I had 2 months from the date of being sentenced to get the money together. I did all of that, and I still continue to work. I haven't since I did my last video. I actually have another job. I'm cleaning a TV station in another city about 45 miles away. I do that once a week. I still have the janitorial at the dentist office. And there's a possibility that I may get another TV station. I'm praying actually for a couple more jobs because I need to be honest, about $2,500 a month to make ends meet with housing, health insurance, car insurance, all of that. Well, since the actual teaching video in March, I've got another vehicle, a Nissan Pathfinder. It has been broke down twice since I got it. I mean, both of them minor issues, but the mechanic didn't know how to get to the part. It was the wrong part. Things like that happened, and then finally got it fixed. And now it's a issue with my brakes. It's not a difficult job, and I just don't have the money to get the parts with. And my son was going to do my brakes for me, but he wound up with strep throat, pneumonia, and dealing with some things like that. So he hasn't been able to do the job. So I'm back driving my mother's vehicle again and trying to handle everything. So I'm just pray that I'm able to get the additional jobs and finances coming in. Also, we are dealing with, it was a Sunday afternoon, I was at work. My son calls me and said, "Mom, get home now." And I asked, "Is everything okay?" He's like, "Yeah, everything's fine, but your ceiling is not." Well, when I get home, my ceiling is bowed under like this, and there's a huge crack, probably 2 to 3 feet long. And I was, right over my bed. And then that's been a little over a month ago. Our roof had some holes in it. We had a very rainy week, and I guess the water has soaked down and caused the ceiling to be damaged. And we got the roof fixed, so that's not an issue now. But we have one area in the utility room area where the ceiling is already collapsed, and then in my room, the crack is growing. It's going down even more so now, and that was $2,300 to fix the holes in the roof, and now we've got like $2,200 for repairing the ceiling, and I'm not sure what's damaged. That's just what they can see. I'm not sure if the joists are damaged or if there's any rot in the ceiling itself that's going to wind up costing more. So we got that going on. I've been having more pain with my stomach, and not Crohn's. That's still doing wonderful. But as you know, I mentioned in the video testimony of the goodness of God, where I was in a hospital last year, my intestine ruptured, and then I was in 26 days, and I went back in for 32 days. That 32-day stay was for a liver infection and multiple abscesses on the liver. It has never quite gone away, the pain, but since, I don't know if it's stress related or something else has happened, but since August, the pain has gotten worse and worse, and it's getting almost to the point that I'm not wanting to eat. It's making me sick, and I can actually feel swelling in my rib cage. And I put on a few pounds. I'm thinking it's probably from the swelling. But I had a CT done back in September, a couple days before Hurricane Helene hit, and I went to Emory the day before Helene, and they didn't have the results. They couldn't get into the system. I brought this DVD of the CT scan. They couldn't see it because they didn't have a DVD drive on the computers. So it's not really a wasted trip, but I was rescheduled for next week. But due to the vehicles, we cannot take the trip to Atlanta right now until they're fixed, so I canceled that appointment. So I went and got the CT report myself from the imaging center, and from the best I can tell, it looks like that it's not abscess, it's not infected, but I do have 2 lesions on my liver, cyst, fluid-filled cyst, and it looks like that. Now they say that I don't have a gallbladder. And as far as I know, no one's taken my gallbladder out. As of last year when I had the surgery, when my intestine ruptured, I called the surgeon. He said, no, your gallbladder was present, all was fine. We did not remove it. Because in fact, when I went back in August with the infected liver, they noticed that my gallbladder was slightly thickened. So my gallbladder was present in August, and I've not had any more surgeries. And now they're saying I don't have a gallbladder on the CT scan. I'm trying to figure that out. And sorry, hold on 1 second. I gotta get straight. The report also showed that I have scarring on my lungs, both sides, or there's a medical term there that means a collapsed lung. So they're saying that I've either got current bilateral collapsed lungs or scarring on my lungs. Now, I don't know what that would be from, unless when I had the ventilator last year, it caused my lungs to collapse. Or when they did the needle aspiration or tried to put drain in the liver abscesses last year, they wound up collapsing my lung, and they didn't tell me. So I've got to figure all this out. I'm dealing with that right now. And other than the liver pain, though, everything seems to be going pretty good. It's just now I got to figure out what in the world all of that other stuff on the CT scan means. I'm, praying it's nothing serious. I'm trying to get back into Atlanta. On top of that, I've had a couple abscess teeth, and 2 of them is broke. That I know that is due to the years of steroids that I've been on for the Crohn's. It has caused what's called osteonecrosis, which is bone death, and osteoporosis, which older women have. But steroids cause both issues and early onset of the osteoporosis. So it causes teeth to break, things like that. So I'm dealing with that and got to get 3 teeth extracted. But due to high blood pressure, which God is healing that, I'm actually not even on blood pressure medication right now. I'm doing that naturally with herbals. And my blood pressure has been running 140/85 without any medication, and I was on six different medications and not even taking those now. So I know that God is bringing healing one by one to the whole gamut of medical issues that I've been diagnosed with. I'm not saying I have it, but the doctors say that I'm diagnosed with these things. But the word says, by his stripes I am healed. I am standing on that promise. The symptoms are there, yes, but the word is greater than the symptoms. I'm not denying the symptoms there, but I'm denying its right to hold me captive. So I'm seeing one by one God healing me. And as you notice, the last few videos that I've done since October, I've had a wig on because after everything I went through last year, I lost my hair. I was not really bald, but it was very thin on top, and the back half of my head from here back was almost non-existent. It was thin as it could be. You could see my scalp in a lot of places. So I wore a wig from end of October last year until May of this year. And back in September of 21, I had actually asked the Lord to give me a word that I was going into the season of healing. And one thing that I asked Him as a promise, that because I could not see my immune system, I couldn't see my bones, I couldn't see my bone marrow, I couldn't see, the inner workings of my body. I had asked Him that as a sign that my curl would return. I've always had naturally curly hair. I had like Shirley Temple curls when I was little. And then around 2016, 17, I started losing my curl. This side was slightly wavy, but this side was completely straight. And I've always loved my curls. But I asked the Lord to let my curl return, and that be a sign of healing. Well, when my hair came back, it is naturally curly. This is not a perm. This is my natural hair color. It's actually some of the graying areas. Reds don't really gray, reds go blonde. But some of the graying areas have returned to its natural color. And the curl is probably tighter than it was when I was a toddler little child. So I know that this is a sign that God has healed me. I'm just walking that out. It may take some time for my body to fully respond to what the Lord has done, but I know that His word is true, that He is not a man that He shall lie. What He has spoken, He will do. And I'm just waiting to see the full manifestation of His healing in my body. And sometimes that takes a little bit of time. But I'm standing on His promise. I'm standing on His word in that. And I'm working. I'm basically gone 6-7 days a week between the dentist office job, the TV station, church, and I've been going to a worship service on Friday night, and it's been powerful. I have more energy than I've ever had, and even though I got these little nagging issues, I'm enjoying life, and God has been so good. I'm stronger than I've ever been. My labs are actually coming back, except for my sugar. Pretty much perfect now. And some of my doctors are like, this is the best I've ever seen you in 15 years that I've treated you. So I'm seeing the actual lab results showing that I am walking in healing. And as time goes on in the next few weeks, I'm hoping to get an actual teaching video out. But I wanted to update everyone on what's been going on and why I have not been able to do a video. And I mean, it's just been so stressful trying to deal with the court case. 2 weeks from now, I've got to go back to court, not on the criminal side of the case, but on the civil side, where the neighbor is suing us for monetary damages for the dog bite. And so I'm, trying to get all that together with a lawyer. And, That's been difficult getting proof that my dog is not a vicious dog. So be praying for us about that. Um, we're asking for an extension on the court case if we possibly can, due to um, the medical situation and the repairs of the house, because it's very difficult to get everything together while trying to maneuver all of this at one time. So be praying about that. Be praying that the finances come in to do the house repairs, the car repair, and then God opens the door for a couple more cleaning jobs for me and my son. He's already graduated high school. He was 15 years old when he graduated. He is trying to get a job himself, either um, in retail or possibly at one of the TV stations locally, and or either at the auto parts, like an auto parts store, because he's interested in going into automotive repair. Um, so just pray that the door will open for him and continue strength for me, my mom, my son, as we deal with the court cases and the house repairs and all of that, or that God will open a door supernaturally that we'll be able to get a new and better house, because there's a lot of issues. It's an older home, and due to our health situation over the last 3 years, maybe 4, our house is falling into disrepair, and there's things like that. So just be praying that God will open the doors, that He will supernaturally provide the finances and a better house, better car, and that doors will just open for us, and that also doors will open for ministry. I can't get into everything right now on that, but God's been opening small doors for me to speak. 2 years ago, I would have never held a microphone in my hand, and this year alone, God has had me stand in front of people, 20 to 60 people, and speak. So I know that the doors are about to open, and I'm ready to walk through them as He leads. So be praying about that. I'm almost home, and we got to go. My son and I have got to take care of some stuff this afternoon with videos with the dog, and show that she's not a vicious dog. So we're going to try to get that done. And I appreciate you all for listening. And I'm sorry it's not my normal video, and I'm not. Like I said earlier, when I talk about myself, it's a lot of ums and ahs and all of this, because this is not what I'm used to doing. So I appreciate if you've held out this long and listened. I love you guys. And for everyone who has listened and supported the channel, I appreciate every one of you. And I pray that God will reveal Himself to you in greater measure and show you His glory and His power and His greatness and His love, and that He will open doors for everyone who listens to speak and share their testimony, to demonstrate His power and demonstrate His love and bring people into the kingdom. I want to get back into teaching kingdom principles very soon, and hopefully before the month's out, I'll have another video open, uploaded. I'm about a block from the house now, so I'm going to sign off. I love you all, and I'm praying for you. Have a blessed evening. Good night.